Hi, this is a video about my, well, just not just my bolt action shotgun, but bolt action shotguns in general, um, which nobody seems to make too much anymore. I'll get into that. First I'll show you mine. This is a Mossberg, well, this is actually kind of a hybrid. The barrel on this is it's a Mossberg 385T full choke, which I kind of like in this because this is mainly a small game gun, and I like the tight pattern, for shooting things like rabbits and squirrels. But this gun right here, and you can see these use a clip. Isn't it unusual for a shotgun? Rather small clip, and good luck in finding anything bigger than that 2-round clip. But this is originally, in fact, the stock and the receiver are actually what this is. This is a Western Field 175 M175B, and that is actually a Mossberg 375. So yes, it is a Mossberg. They used to sell these in department stores in like Montgomery Ward, Sears, and they call them Western Field. You'll see a lot of guns that are called Western Field. I've had a few of them, and this is one of them. But what happened with this was it wasn't in good shape when I got this barrel. It was kind of pitted whenever, and somebody had tried to tap it, and they actually went through the barrel. I tried to repair that, and it was successful for a while, but I really wasn't comfortable with the idea. I don't know if you can see right here that there's a hole right there where the threads are. Not really a good idea. I mean, I could fix it. I could use a welder and fix it, but not really worth it. Barrel had been cut down several times. It was a mess. This originally was a C-Select choke, one when you screw on, and so it was just it wasn't worth messing with. So, and on this barrel right here, which is like brand new, I actually found on eBay for I don't even think it was like $60, and and I've had better luck with this barrel than I did with the original one, which was a mess. This is great. It's like the sights are perfect. But these are great guns. Mossberg came up with these in the 1930s originally. I think it was like the Model 70 in like 1933 or something like that. And they actually made it for about 70 years. And somewhere in 2003 they stopped making them. Because it's kind of neat. Like I said, it uses a 2-round magazine. So that means you can hold 3 rounds, 1 in the chamber and 2 in the magazine. There's a simple bolt, right here, which is pretty easy to service. I haven't had any problems with it. It's real easy to take this gun apart. There's not much to it, really. If you look inside of it, let me grab my flashlight. If you look inside of this, there really isn't much there. The receiver is basically one piece of metal for the most part, and you got your bolt and your magazine, and that's about it. I mean, it's a foolproof. This is really a bulletproof design, and you'll see these all over the place. They don't have a lot of value because people don't value them, which I think is a mistake because as far as shotguns go, these are far more accurate than pump shotguns. Or semi-automatic shotguns. The only thing you could compare it to is maybe like a double barrel over and under, or a single shot for accuracy. And these are probably even more accurate than those, except for the single shot, because I mean, it's debatable, but I've always found that the bolt actions to be more accurate than anything else, and these have proven that in the field for me. I'm not the greatest shot, with a shotgun or rifle. I mean, somewhat better shot, but with the with a handheld gun rather than a long gun. But this has actually improved my accuracy because this is just so deadly accurate. Um, I was surprised. And cycling these is really fast. I mean, I've cycled these, in the field with small game, and I've found myself, by the time I even thought about it, I was already cycling the round. That's how quick it's just. As long as you practice a few times, it's like second nature. Anyway, they said they made these for a long time. From the 70, then I think it became like 73 and 83 or 85, and then eventually became the 3 series, and that's what this barrel is from, a 385T. There's also a 385K, and there's also a 375, which is what this is, except that they call it a Western field, but it's really a 375. It's a little bit older than this barrel is, this gun. This gun, I believe, is from the late 50s, maybe early 60s. The barrel is probably from the late 60s. Then they went to a 500 series, and that carried on, I think, until the 90s. And then the last one they made was like a 695 or something, and I guess that was like it was more of a specialty thing where you would get it with like a slug gun, and they weren't as cheap. So the best thing about these guns is they were cheap when they were new, and they're still cheap because a lot of people don't buy them. I've seen these in gun shops, over and over again. The same style guns. A friend of mine had one at 12 gauge that his father still has. I guess it was his father's anyway. And it's exactly like this, except it's 12 gauge. They're really great guns, like I said. If you're a shotgun person and you like to, use them for small game, they can't be beat. I think. I would take this any day over a. See, I think because I'm doing it with my left hand. The magazines are really easy to use, and honestly, if you're out, with a shotgun in the woods, 3 rounds is more than enough. And if you have this loaded, these do have a safety, and it's a very easy safety. It just clicks down like that, and you pull all you want, and it ain't going off. Pull it up and click. It's just an up-down safety. It's real easy to sign. And somebody's interrupting my video. Who's there?
Tiffany.
Oh, what's the matter?
What's the matter with you? Why you locked yourself in?
Because I'm recording.
Oh, well, did you just let Chloe out?
No.
You didn't?
No. Anyway, I said the stocks on these are kind of bland. I'll admit. Sorry for the interruption. Anyway, I lightened this up actually, and I kind of like the look, with the contrast to the dark, like the black look of the barrel and the black look that I have here. When I got it, had that really like orangey. You think this looks like slightly orange? No, this had that really like orange peel looking 1960s wood look. And believe me, it wasn't just in firearms. They had that same orange peel look on furniture. My grandmother, had tons of this stuff, like phone stands and stuff like that they made in even the 50s, I think, 50s and 60s. And they were, the look was horrible. So I said, this gun is not worth $200. So I stripped it down and give it just a Danish oil finish. Like I said, I do like the lighter look of it, And it still has some of the original look of the wood. It's not like it's been stripped raw. It definitely shows some of its age. Anyway, these are great guns. Like I said, I think they're underappreciated. I seen a guy on YouTube who did a video with these, and somebody was commenting, "Oh, I'd buy that gun." Look around in gun shops. Look in gun auctions. Depending what state you're in. In my state, I can't buy anything online. This is New York, so. I don't know if you're familiar with the SAFE Act, but according to the SAFE Act, I can't buy anything online. Not ammo, not firearms. It all has to go through a dealer. So, you can technically, but you can't. But if you're in another state, Vermont or Minnesota, Kentucky, somewhere like that. Go ahead. You'll find these online, or you find them in gun shops. And they said the book value on them is 150 to $250 maybe. I've seen them as cheap as $100. This one actually, I think I paid $80 for it. It was about 6 years ago, but and for that kind of money, you're getting a lot of gun. I mean, there isn't much else you could buy for that kind of money. You could buy like a single shot shotgun. I bought 20 gauge single shots for like $80 used. Although I shouldn't say that, I've actually gotten some really nice guns for that price. But I'm saying you could buy these for next to nothing, and for what you're getting, you could go in the store and buy a $400 pump, and it probably wouldn't be as accurate as that, and extremely reliable. It's a totally foolproof design, totally bulletproof. Mossberg did a great job in designing these things. Probably one of the best guns they have designed, as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, and they're completely underappreciated. If you don't believe me, go buy one and take out, do some pattern shooting. Do some small game hunting if you're small game hunting, if you're into that. If not, well, I've actually, now that I think about it, I've even done clay targets with this. I've done so. A lot of people would say, "Well, we're doing 20 gauge." I've done a 20 gauge. I've even done my single shot in 20 gauge with clay targets. Not that hard if you're used to shotguns. But anyway, this is, like I said, it's a great gun, and anyway, I think everybody should have one like this. For the $150, $200 it's going to cost you, because they won't let you down. Like I said, I mean, I have semi-automatic shotguns. I've got pumps. I've got double barrels, and it's my favorite shotgun. Just because it's reliable, accurate. It's like if I'm going to go out and I think, well, I'm going to go out and do some small game hunting, I think, well, I could take my, I want to take a shotgun rather than, say, my 17 or something. If I'm going to take a shotgun for anything, and I think, what's the gun I feel the most, 100% about? If my life depended on it, it would be this. Right here, believe it or not, because it's never jammed, it's never failed, it's always been accurate, You can't always say that of a lot of guns. A lot of guns, I've always got issues. Semi-automatics always have issues. They always seem to jam up every now and then, Pumps always have an issue sometimes now and then, These never. Bulletproof design, Anyway, that's, like I said, my Mossberg / Westernfield 20 gauge shotgun. And that's it. Thanks.